Hi everybody, welcome to the Dan Good Show. This Games to Watch series covers just a couple of the awesome games coming out each and every month. This month is no exception. It is the biggest month in gaming of the year, and as a result, it is the biggest Games to Watch video that I've ever made. Of course, it's October, so we've got spooky games, I've got RPGs, Nintendo games, indie games, fighting games, and I have your games to watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a Games to Watch episode, and make sure you leave a comment down below what game you're looking forward to the most, or which game that you think I didn't cover. Bloober Team is bringing the October spooky vibes with their take on Silent Hill 2, remaking Konami's classic title. The story follows James Sunderland, who returns to Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his wife Mary, who's been deceased for quite some time, and claims that she's waiting for him at Silent Hill. James will use a combination of stealth, melee, and ranged weapons to survive the horrors of Silent Hill in a style that reminds me very much of the modern Resident Evil games. I'm personally not familiar with the Silent Hill franchise, but as a longtime lover of Resident Evil, I'm absolutely checking this one out. Something that I think is really cool is that Bloober Team actually brought on the original creature designer and composer for Silent Hill, so fans of the original series, I think, are really going to enjoy this remake. Atlas is returning with another all-time RPG with a twist that speaks to my love of high fantasy with metaphor ReFantazio. The assassination of the king brings chaos to the kingdom of Uchronia, and our hero must break the curse on the prince and enter the royal tournament in order to save the day. Metaphor ReFantazio has a massive world to explore with plenty of dungeons to dive into and quests to complete during the day while building bonds with our companions at night. If you're familiar with Persona, then you're familiar with Atlas's turn-based combat system, but they've added a really unique aspect with real-time combat. If you're way over-leveled against the monsters that you're facing, you can use the real-time combat to auto-complete encounters, which is fantastic for grinding. While if you're under-leveled against an elite monster, you can skip the real-time combat and go straight into turn-based to get an advantage. The Persona system is going to be replaced with archetypes in this game, but what's unique about archetypes versus personas is that we're actually able to switch out our characters' archetypes and our party characters' archetypes at will, so we can try a combination of warriors or mages or anything like that with all of our party characters, which is really, really neat. There's a demo out now, so you can try it before you buy it. Make sure that you really like this series, or if you're not familiar with Atlas games, you're able to dive into this experience. I've played the demo for 3 hours and there's no end in sight, and it also carries over to the main game, which is incredible. More of this, please, developers. Fans of Dragon Ball and Budokai Tenkaichi rejoice because Sparking Zero is here. Relive your favorite moments from all of the Dragon Ball series from the perspective of 8 different characters, and we'll get different cutscenes based on the characters that we're playing, so we can relive the story over and over again and give us some replayability with the single player mode. You can also create custom encounters from those story settings, but with the wide roster that Sparking Zero has, and make some unique combinations. Environments react to every fight, which is incredible. You'll leave a trail of destruction behind in every map based on your special transformations, your special moves. The world is going to constantly react to your battle. The most impressive thing to me about Sparking Zero is that there are 182 playable characters on this roster from every series, including GT, even movie characters as well, which is absolutely incredible. This is going to be the Smash Brothers Ultimate of the Budokai series. Neva looks like it's going to be an emotional and beautiful adventure, following a young woman, Alba, and her wolf cub who are bound together after an encounter with dark forces. Together, they'll travel a dying world with a story that looks like it will actually span their lifetime, which is really cool. The wolf will grow from a young cub to a rebellious adult and want to make its own identity, and simultaneously will help Alba as the situations get more dangerous. This is the same team that developed Grease, so if you've played that game, you know this is going to be a beautiful adventure, a heart-wrenching adventure that I cannot wait for. Alba and her companion will do whatever it takes to survive and make a new home together. All right, I got a little heavy there with Neva. Let's switch it up. Gather your friends, pick a board, and dive into Nintendo's largest Mario Party ever with Mario Party Jamboree. Jamboree has 7 different boards, 110 different mini games, and 22 playable characters, including a couple new ones that have not been in the franchise. There's a 20-player competitive mode with the Koopathon and an 8-player cooperative mode with the Bowser Kaboom Squad. In my opinion, there aren't enough games that you can invite your friends over to play with, so I'm so excited for Super Mario Party to come back. All right, now I'm sneaking a VR game in here, but it's important because we're back to the Arkhamverse. Batman Arkham Shadow places us uniquely between Arkham Origins, but before Arkham Asylum. Batman has to put a stop to the Rat King and his minions' Days of Wrath on the 4th of July in Gotham. We'll explore iconic Gotham locations throughout the city, we'll use classic Batman gadgets, and of course there's tons of beat 'em up. You're gonna get a workout out of this game. game. Something that I'm actually really interested in seeing for the story is that we'll get to see both Harley Quinn and Scarecrow as actual doctors before they become the supervillains. And there will be plenty of other Batman characters to expect as well. I already know that we have Harvey Dent, Jim Gordon, and the Ratcatcher. Batman Arkham Shadow is exclusive to Meta headsets, but if you get the Quest 3 or the Quest 3S, the game is actually included. They did something similar to this with Asgard's Wrath last year when the Quest 3 officially launched. So you get a free game off the rip if you're interested. Okay, I will be fully transparent with you. I am not the person to talk to you about Call of Duty, but I can't ignore Call of Duty, so I will do my best. The new campaign takes place during the Gulf War in the early 90s. Follows Frank Woods and his squad who are being hunted down by the CIA after being branded as traitors. Multiplayer is going to include 16 brand new maps for the game at launch, as well as the return of the Prestige system. Zombies is back with a round-based mode, as well as 2 brand new maps. If you're a longtime Call of Duty fan, even I as an observer know that you don't have to worry. Activision's going to provide you with plenty of new maps as you go along. I did check out the beta, and I think the biggest highlight for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is the Omni movement. I think that is going to change Call of Duty forever. For the better, for the worse, I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Omni movement allows you to full speed sprint, dive, dodge in any direction while still shooting. It's insane to watch. This is also the first Call of Duty post the Xbox Activision acquisition, which means that this Call of Duty will be on the highest tier of Game Pass. So if you are a subscriber to Ultimate, you have that benefit of not having to pay for the game. And finally, we have Dragon Age: The Veilguard, the game that I think is going to consume the rest of my time for 2024. Unite the Veilguard and defy the gods in the first Dragon Age game from BioWare in nearly a decade since Inquisition. Rook is Dragon Age's newest hero, and they're fully customizable to your preference. You can select from a ton of different races, classes, and faction backgrounds that will have unique elements to your story. The Veilguard will consist of our Rook and 7 companions, each with their own lives, backstories, experiences, and abilities that will shape our story depending on who you choose to run with. The world of Thetis looks absolutely massive, with beautiful countrysides, dark forests, towering cities, dungeons to explore. This is going to be a fantasy title for the ages. I am so excited for BioWare to bring this to us. Some of the previews that I've watched, specifically focusing on the combat, are incredible. This is going to be an awesome fantasy action adventure game. Whether you choose to go as a burly warrior or a mage or the shifty rogue, the combat is cool. It just looks awesome. And the particle effects with the magic, stunning. This game is going to be beautiful. Whew, I'm tired, but I hope you are so excited for all of the games coming out in October. Thank you so much for watching the Dan Good Show and my monthly Games to Watch series. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so that you get all of the next month's games to watch. And again, don't forget to leave a comment down below what game you're looking forward to the most in October, even if it's a game that I didn't cover, because this month is packed. We'll see you next month.